Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Codo's Cinema. I'm your host, Mark Codo, and today I'm going to talk about my top 10 favorite live-action Disney movies. Now, just to be clear, I am talking about Disney movies that are basically in live action. So that means you'll probably see some of the Disney live-action remakes, while also other live-action Disney movies, particularly in the genres, whether it's horror, comedy, or any type of genre, even action. However, I'm excluding those that are being released by Disney or anything, even though they are been associated with Disney. But I'm talking about like movies that are basically live action Disney movies. So anyway, I am not going to include anything from Marvel or Star Wars because that'll be a list for another day. Not to mention, there will be some movies with live action and animated segments, which will be included on this list. So you might hear a couple movies with live action and animated segments. I am also. Wait a minute. No, I think that's pretty much it. So anyway, I am going on to the list right now. Here we go. By the way, I'm your host, Mark Codo, and by the way, spoiler alert. Number 10, Hocus Pocus. Kicking off the list is one of Disney's most cult classic horror movies of all time. That's right, Hocus Pocus. And this is not the first horror movie Disney has done, and that is a fair point to make because one of their most recent horror movies they made was The Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy, which is also based on a Disney attraction. But Hocus Pocus is an entirely different take on the horror movie genre. Now, it's a comedy too, but it did add it into horror elements. Now, this movie was released in 1993, but it wasn't much of a commercial success nor a hit with critics. But it did gain a cult following thanks to the airings that this movie has been played on Disney Channel and ABC Family, which has now been changed to Freeform. And yes, they are playing Hocus Pocus right now on Freeform for 31 Nights of Halloween, which is actually pretty good. Now, what I like about this movie is basically the comedy. Basically, the comedy is good, but it's also the quotes, the many memorable quotes that they did in this movie. Now, I do like the characters. The characters in this movie are basically the Sanderson sisters, played by Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker, with one of them being played by oh man, I forgot the other actress's name, but I think it's Kathy Nijemi or something. I can't get. I'm sorry, I mispronounced her name. But I forgot her name. But anyway, Bette Midler plays the head witch named Winifred Sanderson, who wants to suck all the lives of the children to be to live young forever, which is basically the point of this movie. The Sanderson sisters are capturing the children to be young forever by sucking their souls or lives, I should say. Basically, yeah, that's basically the point of this movie, and it is up to Max. His girlfriend Allison, and his sister Danny to stop the witches because somehow Max light the black flame candle, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows about that quote. I'm not gonna say it, but everybody knows about that quote. Now, like I said, it wasn't much of a critical hit or a commercial success, but it did gain a huge cult following in recent years. So that's why this is actually one of my favorite movies from live-action Disney movies. All right, moving forward. Number 9, The Game Plan. Disney is never shy away of doing their sports movies, and I'm pretty sure they have done a lot of sports movies, and yes, they have. Now, The Game Plan, it stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who plays a football player named Joe Kingman. I'm pretty sure that's his name in the movie. Who plays for the Boston Rebels, being a successful, somehow a little bit overachiever football player, if that's how I'm saying it correctly. Anyway, now in this movie he does face a he does face a he faced his own personal life as a father figure because his daughter named Peyton shows up to his home to let him know that Peyton is the daughter of Joe Kingman, which is actually surprising because this is basically Joe Kingman as a football player while being a father figure to his daughter Peyton. Now Peyton is being played by Madison Pettis, which she does excellent. She does very well and excellent in this movie as the daughter of Joe Kingman. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Joe Kingman did a very nice job in this movie. Now I know a lot of people didn't really like much about this movie, but it is actually a pretty good movie. I actually went to see this movie since hey, it's a football movie. Hey, everybody loves football, right? Huh? Yeah, right. But what I really like about this movie is that Joe Kingman comes to realize that he's more than a football player. He's also a father figure, which this movie tackles and which what this movie does and this does. Joe Kingman becomes a father figure to Peyton, which is actually good. And he does. Hey, he does. Joe Kingman does prove himself to be a good father figure, and also changed his ways of becoming a successful football player by winning the big game. Yep, which is actually pretty good. Yep. Hey, there's your game plan right there. Anyway, I wish there was more to tell, but I gotta move on to my next choice on this. My next movie on this list. All right, number 8, Christopher Robin. Oh yes, the one. We are journeying to the 100-Acre Woods, where Christopher Robin loves to play. Christopher Robin came out in 2018. Man, brings back so many good memories. Oh man, I really love that movie. Now, this is one of the few live-action Disney remakes that I actually enjoy because it wasn't just an ordinary remake. It's a continuation of the Winnie the Pooh franchise. Now, in this movie, it shows Christopher Robin as an adult, which is actually pretty good for this movie. Now, what I actually like about this movie is basically it shows Christopher Robin as an adult. Oh, similar to Game Plan, this shows of what it means to show compassion and love to those that you love, which is actually one of the main focal points in Christopher Robin. Now, in the beginning of the movie, it did show of Christopher Robin leaving the 100-Acre Woods because he was going to boarding school. But then he did go to boarding school, but somehow his parents passed away, and then he has to grow up pretty quick, which he did. He did met his wife, Evelyn. Yes, that's Christopher Robin's wife named Evelyn, played by Haley Atwell, who played Agent Carter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, surprisingly. Anyway, throughout the movie, Christopher Robin is struggling between his work and his family, but somehow Winnie the Pooh comes to visit him in London. And my God. Oh man, brings back so many good memories. Like I said, this movie, Christopher Robin brings in so many good memories from Winnie the Pooh. Oh man, the chemistry between Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin and voice actor Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh is excellent. It literally works out very well in this movie. And throughout the movie, Christopher Robin realizes that he is much more than a busy workman. He also loves to have fun with his friends while also caring for his family, which is very good. Which is very lighthearted and good for this movie. Now, like I said, this is basically a continuation of the Winnie the Pooh franchise, even though it's kind of a Disney live-action remake. But hey, it's still a great movie to watch, and literally, oh man, I'm sorry, probably a tearjerker, man. a good tearjerker to watch. A good tearjerker movie to watch. All right, moving forward. Number 7, Secretariat. Like I said, Disney is never shy away to doing their sports movie. Now, Secretariat. For those of you who remembered your history, Secretariat is an American thoroughbred racehorse. Am I saying this right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am. Secretariat is an American racehorse who won the Triple Crown in 1973 at the Belmont Stakes race in 31 lengths, which is in Kentucky. Yep, in Kentucky. Although Secretariat is also named as Big Red. Now, in this movie, which is basically based on the true story, it literally tells the exact same story of Secretariat winning the Triple Crown in 1973, but it also brings in the characters Penny Chenry and Lucien Lauren, played by Diane Lane and John Malkovich. Now, this movie helped redefine the sports genre and racing genre, which is very good. I really enjoyed Secretariat. It's literally one of Disney's most greatest live-action Disney movies of all time. Literally showcase of how history can be brought to life in a movie that is literally something to behold. Like, literally surprises audiences and critics alike. I really enjoyed Secretariat. It's literally a great movie to watch. And man, and to this day, Secretariat still holds the record, though. He still does. All right, and also, fun fact: John Malkovich also went to Eastern Illinois University, and I'm not making this up, folks. John Malkovich, the actor in Secretariat, yes, he was in Secretariat, but he did go to Eastern Illinois University. I think he went there for about a semester, I think. I don't know, but hey, I'm not making this up. Look it up, all right? All right, moving forward. Number 6, The Jungle Book, the 2016 version of The Jungle Book. Like I said, this will not be the only live-action Disney remake on this list, and The Jungle Book from 2016 is no exception. Now, this is basically a different take on the story, which makes sense because it did have somewhat of a lighter tone and a darker tone, but it did stay close to the original source material, to what the 1967 version of the same name. Now, basically, as always, Mowgli, who is a man cub, has to leave the jungle to go to the man village. Now, what I actually like about this movie is basically the photorealistic animals that came to life, which I really, really enjoy. Because, like, bringing photorealistic animals to life is a challenge. But Jon Favreau, the director of The Jungle Book, brought this movie to life. And this wasn't Jon Favreau's only live-action Disney remake movie he did. He previously directed the live-action Lion King movie that came out this year. Although I believe the 2016 Jungle Book movie was one of his best live-action Disney movies that he has ever done. And from Iron Man to The Jungle Book, Jon Favreau knows how to bring photorealistic animals to life. And this is literally one of the greatest live-action Disney movies ever. Now, I do like the casting that they had. Voice cast of Bill Murray, Idris Elba, Scarlett Johansson, and among many others. Man, a movie to watch. This is literally a great movie to watch. Oh, yeah. All right. Moving forward. Number 5, Maleficent. Last of the live-action Disney movies. I promise. Because Maleficent, hands down, Maleficent is one of Disney's greatest villains of all time. And the live-action Disney movie came to life in 2014. Now, okay. This is just my opinion, okay? Look, I understand a lot of people are saying that the 2016 Jungle Book movie is probably one of the best live-action Disney remakes, but hands down, Maleficent is literally one of the best live-action Disney remakes of all time. Because not only did it retold the Sleepy Beauty story. It didn't really tell much of the Sleepy Beauty story that much, even though it did. But it literally told Maleficent's side of the story, like of how Maleficent became a villain. Why is she evil? Why is she a villain? What was the point of Maleficent becoming a villain? Well, the movie explains why. And Angelina Jolie did an amazing job. She put up a very good performance as the title character of Maleficent. She did an amazing job. And with the sequel that came out last week, can't wait to see what the sequel for Maleficent 2 will look like. And anyway, like I said, Maleficent is probably one of the best live-action Disney remakes of all time. The visuals were great. I mean, the story itself was a little iffy, but hey, it's a spin-off movie of the title character while telling Maleficent's point of view. So that kind of makes sense to have a good story. But anyway, still a good movie. Hey, and also Ella Fanning as Princess Aurora was good too. I really enjoy her in that movie as well. And this is probably one of the best live action Disney remakes ever. All right, moving forward. Number 4, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Hey, a live action Disney movie with some animated sequence. Okay. Anyway, even though this is technically not released by Disney, but Touchstone Pictures, which is a studio owned by Disney, released this movie. So basically, it counts as a Disney movie. All right. So just to be clear, Touchstone is basically a Disney movie. Okay. Anyway, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of 1988's greatest movies of all time for live action and animation. Directed by Robert Zemeckis with Steven Spielberg coming in as executive producer, this is a movie that literally brought audiences to their feet or caught audiences' attention with amazing visuals, particularly the animated parts. And the writing was spot on. The musical score by Alan Silvestri was great. And hey, the writing is good, including some clever use of jokes, if you know what I mean, right? Now the characters in this movie, Eddie Valent, played by Bob Hoskins, is a detective who's trying to solve a mystery of Roger Rabbit being framed. But anyway, even though the title of the movie is called Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But anyway, what I like about this movie is basically it feels more like something out of Back to the Future a little bit because Robert Zemeckis directed this movie with Steven Spielberg as executive producer and Alan Silvestri doing the musical score. Not to mention Christopher Lloyd playing the film's villain, Judge Doom, who, in a stunning twist, is a Toon himself. That is a big surprise right there, folks. Anyway, the movie itself is great. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a great live-action and animated Disney movie to watch. And it crossed over with many great and memorable characters, including the Looney Tunes and Mickey Mouse himself. Literally a great movie to watch. All right, moving forward. Number 3, Remember the Titans. This is probably Disney's most famous and greatest football movies of all time in Disney movies. Remember the Titans is literally a great football movie to watch. Now, the reason why I'm saying this because this is basically different from all the other football movies because Remember the Titans is basically set during the time of the civil rights movement. So yes, and also not to mention Disney is never shy away of doing touchy subjects in their movies, and Remember the Titans is no exception. Now it talks about a football team combined football team of blacks and whites come together to play football, led by the coach named Herm Boone, played by Denzel Washington, who brings in a magnificent performance as the coach. Now the film and story is great of how their football team became undefeated for their season. Now, what I also like about Remember the Titans is basically the team itself. They had to settle their differences between of what is going on in life. Basically, since this is basically set in 1971, the time of the civil rights movement, they had to settle the differences no matter what. Win, lose, or tie. That doesn't matter. Settle your differences and work together. basically the football teams at the start of the movie didn't get along because we all know why. But as they started to get to know each other throughout the movie, they really get along pretty well and settle their differences while also teaming up to win their football games, and that is why I really love Remember the Titans as a great football movie for many people to watch. All right, and now I am moving forward. Number 2, Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. Setting sail on the Black Pearl is director Gore Verbinski and star Johnny Depp, bringing Pirates of the Caribbean to life. Now, Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl is literally one of the greatest Disney movies of all time in the pirate film genre. Now, Pirates of the Caribbean was the film that brought back pirate films on the map after the poor reception and critical box office bomb of Cutthroat Island in 1995, which literally sunk the pirate film genre off the map, and that literally went down to Davy Jones's locker. But Disney took on the genre years later by bringing Pirates of the Caribbean to life. Now, Pirates of the Caribbean is an amazing movie. It talks about the story of Captain Jack Sparrow, who is on a mission to the plot's kind of crazy anyway. But Captain Jack Sparrow teams up with it's been a while. He teams up with Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann to stop Captain Barbossa from stealing the Aztec gold. Actually, point of the movie is basically the Aztec gold, because they had to return the Aztec gold to a chest full of other Aztec golds to lift the curse. That's right, because they've basically been cursed in the movie because they stole the Aztec gold, and the only way to break the curse is basically using Will Turner's blood to break the curse. That is basically the point of this movie. Now, what I actually like about this movie is the action sequences. Action sequences are great. Were great in this movie. The acting performances is great, which includes Johnny Depp's performance as Captain Jack Sparrow, Jeffrey Rush's performance as Captain Barbossa, Orlando Bloom as Will Turner, and Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Swann. Literally amazing performances by the cast. The musical score is what I like about this movie. The Pirates of the Caribbean musical score by, I'm trying to say his name correctly, Claus Blaudet or something. I mispronounced his name, but in the recent other films, Hans Zimmer took on the score for Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm pretty sure Hans Zimmer did part of the score for the first Pirates of the Caribbean as well, which is exactly what I liked about Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. Now, the writing itself was a little off, but hey, it's memorable. It's memorable, I bet. The visuals were great. The story itself was good. And man, characters, many great and memorable characters in this movie, like literally amazing. All right, now I'm going to move on to my number 1 choice. Number 1, Mary Poppins. I'm pretty sure everyone saw this one coming, because taking the top spot on this list is one of the first live action, and no, probably not one of the first, but one of the greatest live action Disney animated and live action Disney movies of all time, Mary Poppins. Now, what I like about Mary Poppins is basically the characters of Mary Poppins, Jane, Michael, and Bert, played by Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke, respectively, for the characters. Now, literally amazing characters in this movie. The story itself was great. It does show the side of being like what it means to be a father figure for the children, which basically the point of the movie is basically the father struggling with work while also focusing on work more than the children. But basically, Mary Poppins comes to the rescue to help out with that. And anyway, the musical score is amazing. The music was literally amazing and memorable. I mean, it's hard to choose which songs are great. I mean, hey, you can't just pick out one. Sometimes you gotta go with all of them. I mean, the visual effects were great because, hey, in the animation segment, they're great as well. The animated segments are great as well. And not to mention, hey, the ending, I really enjoyed the ending where they all went and fly a kite. Let's go fly a kite up to the atmosphere. I almost lost the lyrics right there. But anyway, the ending is also memorable too. But anyway, this movie itself, Mary Poppins, is a great movie. Literally great movie. Memorable musical scores, memorable characters. Story itself was amazing. And also to add on, since it came out in 1964, this Mary Poppins became the first Disney movie to be nominated for an Oscar for best picture. Even though it didn't win, but hey, that is a huge surprise to hear. And literally with a continuation, a sequel, about 54 years later, with Emily Blunt portraying the character Mary Poppins in the recent Mary Poppins Returns movie. It seems like Mary Poppins is coming back to the big screen. Hey, even if it takes another 50 years to make another movie, it'll sure be a huge wait to see. And literally, by the way, I enjoyed the Mary Poppins sequel. Hey, let me tell you something. The sequel may not top the original, but it's still a great movie to watch. And that is why Mary Poppins is number 1 on my list. And also, to paraphrase Yondu Udanta from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Mary Poppins is number 1, y'all! That quote from the quote from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, to which Yondu Udanta said in that movie, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! Great quote from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Oh man, that is such a good quote. Literally a great quote. All right, and there you have it. That is my top 10 favorite live-action Disney movies. What do you guys think? You think there's any live-action Disney movies that I missed? Think that I should make another list? Let me know. Let me know. Share your thoughts. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in to Codo's Cinema. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good Monday afternoon. I hope you guys have a good week. And also, hey, it's homecoming week, so enjoy your homecoming week. By the way, enjoy it. And as always, I'm your host, Mark Codo. Thank you all for tuning in to Codo's Cinema. And have a good week. And I'll see you all next week. All right. I'll see you later. Bye.